Welcome to At Least They're Pretty. Y'all been waiting for it, huh?
Y'all been waiting for it.
Y'all been on the edge of your GD seats,
Your
you
mother
guys.
talking seats.
Because we're making history.
Always.
Oh
baby.
my god. Okay, how are you?
Better now that you're not touching me. I haven't done much today.
What the hell?
So I'm really excited to be productive, and me saying productive, we're sitting on the couch and talking.
Well, yeah, but like for an audience of one or two.
Of a couple people, maybe.
An audience of one or two.
Yeah.
I've kind of had the same journey this morning as well.
Yeah. I just don't, with the climate of the world right now, I just don't want to do anything.
I'm in that same boat. This morning, I did sleep for a full 12 hours last night.
Wonderful.
So I feel like a superhero.
Yeah.
And then I woke up. We took our dog for a walk, which was so fun.
Just a blast.
Just a GD blast, the time of my life. And the time of her life, actually. She was sniffing everything.
Okay, big sniffer.
Hey, big sniffer, tiny girl, big sniffer.
Hey, big sniffer.
And then we ate some redacted fast food, and it was delicious.
Yum.
Yeah.
I love fast food. That sounds really good.
And then I put makeup on, and I came here.
Here you are again. You're at work.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, my GPS on my phone calls Luke and Clayton's house work. So it said your car is
Work.
parked at work, and I said, "Well, this is a freaking job. Coming here and entertaining is a job."
Dance, monkey.
Literally.
Entertaining the masses.
The masses.
Really takes that out of you.
Clayton and Luke.
Well,
I'm exhausted.
there's a lot of mass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, not me though.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm skin and bones at this point.
Yep. Rattle 'em, girl.
Rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta-da-da-da-da. So today, what are we talking about, Luke?
We were talking about dating apps.
Dating apps.
It's kind of interesting because I have a lot of experience on this topic, and Taylor has
None. I've played Bumble on my friends' phones, and I've played Tinder,
right.
and I've only done like Bumble BFF.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was such a great idea. I don't know why that hadn't been done before.
Yeah, it's honestly, I've met some really cool people on it. It's just like hard to stick to. Like I've met she was so freaking cool, and she's in our book club now.
Oh yeah.
And I love her. I just like I need to text her.
It's hard to get out of your bubble. I feel like.
And I think adding her to book club was really fun because I could see her in our friend group like very easily. But you know what? It's a slow intro because I feel like we're very like.
Yeah, we're a lot.
Yeah.
Well, not me. I'm not in that book club.
Well, no, you're not. You're not invited. Because of what? Because of what's between your legs.
Something sickening.
Something male. A male appendage.
A male sex appendage.
Yeah. I mean, not sex for me because, like, ew.
A big one.
No. I have seen Luke's penis.
Oh. It was one time.
It was one time, but not sexually.
No.
No. And you've seen my cooter.
Yeah, that story's actually really
half.
funny. Yeah, one time Taylor was redacted drunk, and she came over to my apartment in Denton, and she like went to the bathroom. She's like, I have to go to the bathroom. And it's like, okay. And she was like locked in there, and I was like, it had been a while. I was like, hey, are you okay? And she opens the door completely naked, and is like halfway like through the door. It's like down the middle of her body, and she's like, don't look at me. And I was like, well, too late for that.
And then I peed myself on an air mattress that night. So
good times.
he
Wow.
was already out, and there was nothing sexual ever between us. Also, I was drunk, and you know what? The next day, I went and test drove my car. The most hungover I've ever been in my life. So,
Oh yeah. Which you did end up purchasing.
yes, I
And
did.
have just paid off. Congrats on
I
that.
did. I own my car.
Yeah, she's a car owner.
Thank God. Now the only two things that I own in my life, other than like furniture, is my dog and my car.
I would also venture to say you own big boobs.
I do own big boobs.
Big boob owner.
But they're like
certified.
natural.
Big
like,
naturals.
They're big naturals. Like I didn't purchase them.
No, you just own them.
That's God given.
Okay, a lot of people would kill for that, dude. a lot of
people.
Many people.
Many people. I agree. Actually, I agree.
Yeah. Well, so that tangent was wild. We are talking about dating apps. You did Bumble BFF. How many friends would you say you? Well, okay. First of all, how many friend dates have you done on it? And then how many like actually stuck past the first screening?
I've been on Bumble BFF for probably like 5 years, and I'll get like kicks of like, "Ooh, I'm gonna get on Bumble BFF."
Yeah.
And so I've like DM'd probably like we've made it past Bumble BFF onto Instagram probably like 8 times, and then like actually met up with people probably like 4 or 5. And,
Yeah, that
like,
sounds right.
One of them was really cool, but she moved. The other one just lives so far away that she came to one of our friends' birthday parties a while ago.
Oh yeah, okay.
Her name was my middle name. But to keep it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
if you follow me on Instagram, then you know.
Well, hi, girl.
Well, you know my freaking middle name. But hi, sis. And then the others, I just was like, eh. But except for like the girl that's in our book club, she slays.
Yeah, she seems really cool. I was only there with her for like 15 minutes or something.
She's super cool.
I was just passing through.
Yeah, so like what are your overall thoughts of dating apps?
I feel like my thoughts are all over the place because I met Clayton on a dating app too, really. I've been on, oh God, I've done Grindr, Hinge, Tinder, Bumble. And I feel like I like them all. They have different like qualities about them. I feel like I like Hinge the best for like a long-term thing. Because I met Clayton through Hinge officially, and then he didn't respond to my message.
Clayton, fuck you.
Yeah, what the hell? What the hell? And so then I was on Grindr later that night, and he reached out, and I was like, oh, so you can talk to me here.
Yeah, only after he sees your bare abs, but not your face.
Literally. I think I literally had my face in it, because if you didn't have your face in it, it was like your friends like reaching out and being like,
oh no,
I like what you got going on.
Can I touch it?
And I was like there was more than once that happened. Like people that I knew would be like,
no.
I was like, oh.
Do you want to see my penis?
Bob the Drag Queen said really famously that it's like that gay people are like Pokemon traders, like Pokemon card trainers, and they'll just like send them like Pokemon cards with nudes.
Yeah, I want to know how, like, one of our friends that's a drag queen, she's like scrolled through her camera roll in front of me, and I've been so scared. Like, I was like,
rightfully scared.
Girl, I don't know if we should be doing this.
Yeah, maybe just don't. I think be like, let's just do literally anything. Just don't. Just don't. Literally just do anything else. Be like, oh, we should do karaoke instead.
Yeah, we don't have to scroll your camera
We don't have to scroll the camera roll.
For sure.
For sure we don't.
Yeah. I honestly love playing, like, dating apps.
Like on other people's phones.
But our other best friend, I played it on her phone, and she was getting mad at me because we have just completely different taste in men.
Right.
So she was like, what the hell? And I was like, no, he looks like a drill sergeant, but that's her type.
My type is drill sergeant.
Yes. I'm sure people can put together who that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Especially back in the day. But
oh yeah, that was an epidemic going on for sure with her.
That and COVID.
That's true. And the flu right now, actually.
Yeah, Clayton.
They got my boy Clayton. They got him so bad.
I wish it killed him. I'm just kidding, Clayton. I would die without you.
He said, okay. But yeah, overall thoughts, good generally. I think obviously there's a lot of problems with them. One, I think people expect way too much. Yeah. And like, it's at the end of the day, you're literally judging people on face value. So it's not like, it's not going to be great unless you actually, I feel like you have to actually meet up with people, because you're never gonna find like the perfect profile, and then you do, and you meet up, and then they suck. So
Yeah.
it's just like,
It's like so clear that their friend wrote it for them.
right, very much that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, you know, it's like the thing of like the hot to boring scale. Like if you're really hot a lot of times.
Oh my
because
God,
you don't
they're
have to have
so
a
boring.
personality. People just flock
No.
to you.
Except for us and Clayton. We're all hot and really funny.
We're hot and hilarious. Hot and sexy and hilarious.
Riley's really hot and funny. His is not fair, but honestly,
But what about mine?
well, Riley had scoliosis, which we'll talk about later.
We wrote the notes for like episodes of like ideas in this little notes app, and Taylor wrote episode idea scoliosis, and the only point under it was Riley with scoliosis. And I was like, okay.
We wrote it while we were under some substances.
Yeah.
So.
Under some subjects.
Under some subjects. So, how did you and Clayton meet? How did
Oh.
it bloom into this gorgeous relationship in house?
Right, in house and home.
In home.
And family. I have one on the way, by the way.
Right here.
I'm drinking for 2 tonight. So we officially, oh yeah, I guess I didn't finish earlier. We officially met on Hinge, and he didn't respond, and I was like, what the hell? And then we saw each other in Grindr, and we messaged a little bit, and then we exchanged Snapchats, the natural progression of things.
Yes.
And then we would like talk off and on. We didn't ever meet each other until like months later. So we would kind of like Snapchat here and there. And then I was actually at a bachelor party. And I have a lot of really funny videos from that. It was really fun. We like stayed at this cabin in like insane.
Oh my
Huge
God.
cabin. Very fun. But it was with all my fraternity brothers, so it was kind of
Bucks. Oh, that's what it is. I
Oh,
went like this.
I don't even think that's like an official thing. We just did it. 'Cause I think I did that because I was
Trendsetter.
jealous I wasn't a girl, to be honest, because the girls had like the
Yeah.
cute hand signs and stuff, and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah, I want to do that.
Right. Okay, so we exchanged Snapchats. I'm at this bachelor party, and he messages me again, and we were talking a little bit, and I was like, he's so nice, and I really need to like meet him. So he asked me to come over like the next day, and I did, and he said, by the way, first of all, he sent me these extremely detailed instructions of how to get into his apartment.
And knowing him, that makes sense.
He was like, when you see the bollards, then go and turn left. I was like, what the hell is a bollard? And he's like, you know, bollards. I was like, no, I don't know. It's like those little things that like block cars from
Oh my
driving,
God.
like holes in the ground.
Wait, I didn't know that either.
Yeah, you know, like at Target they have the spheres.
Yes,
those are like
the
technically
bollards.
the bollards, red
Yeah,
bollards,
the red bollards.
red bollards.
Good to know.
So send me really detailed instructions, and I was like, okay, well, he's like type A. I need that because I'm clearly not. And he also texted me that he said, like, he was like, by the way, if you see a car with a window busted out, don't get sketched out. That's mine. I got my clothes stolen out of the back of my car. So he, like, broke in his car the night before and took his clothes.
No.
So, and honestly, that really made him feel more real to me. Like, I was like, oh, he's like a
Yeah.
real person. So it
Yeah.
didn't feel like a faceless thing. Anyway, we went out there, and I was like, I'm just going to, like, hook up with somebody. I've never done it. I'm just going to, like, go in there and do it. And then we talked for, like, 3 hours, and never really spent a day apart since then.
Oh my God.
So, and that was over 4 years ago. So crazy.
That is gorgeous.
So I'm here to tell you dating apps can work.
They do. Honestly, I know several people that have met their
Yeah.
long-term partners on dating apps.
It happens all the time. And if not dating apps, I feel like social media is also a very common thing.
And social media is where me and Riley, well, I guess I, like, didn't respond to him on social media, but that's where we had our first point of contact.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah.
story is funny. You should tell that one.
So in college, I was like, I want to go to a freaking party. I want to rage. And I knew he was in Sigma Nu. And like throughout college, I was like obsessed with all the different like fraternities. So 1 year I was obsessed with like one and the other one. And so whatever. And they just all
They were
had
just
really
passing you
fun
around.
parties. I wasn't even like kissing or anything. I was just having fun at the parties.
What, a girl can't have fun at parties?
Yeah, literally. Oh, so I can't have fun?
Yeah.
And so, trust me, I did. And so I was like, I've never been to a Sigma Nu party, like I want to go party. And so at a tabling event previously, I was in a sorority, and then Riley was in the fraternity tabling beside us, and I was telling all my sisters, hey, that guy, he's hot.
Who's that guy with the tight little body?
Who's that guy with the tight little body and the blue tie and the suit? Why is he wearing a suit and his brothers are wearing khaki pants?
Why was he?
I don't know. So, but I was like, that's a sharp-dressed man. So I was telling everybody, like, oh my God, he's so hot. Hot, hot, hot. And so then later on, I was like, I'm going to message that guy and see where the fucking party's at. And so he simply didn't respond. And I said, okay, perfect. And then the next morning, I mean, I did go ahead and send that original DM at like 2:30 a.m.
Yeah.
So, hey, if the party was already over, good thing I wasn't there, because I would have tried to keep it going and like made an ass out of myself. Probably, as I
Yeah.
do here.
No, I understand. I do the same
Yeah.
thing. We both. I think we take turns.
I know.
We take turns being annoying at parties.
Trust. When we're both tapped in, it's no good for anyone.
Yeah, it's like bomb threat level
It's a
situation.
problem. It's a code red. And so the next morning he was like, sorry, I don't check my Twitter when I'm drunk because I'll send something scary. And I was like, whatever, I don't.
It's just a picture of him going.
He's like, I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna kill you. So then I was like, I'm not responding to him because I don't really care anymore. Like, I'm not, whatever.
That tight little body can only do so much when you're
I
not responding
know.
to me.
Yeah, if you don't respond to me where the party is, like, you're dead to me.
Yeah.
So then later on, like a couple months go by, and I was telling my big at the time, like, this guy's just hot, dude. And so she was
The
like,
tight little body came back
the
and did it
tight
again.
little body is just in my
It's
brain,
burned
dude.
in your retinas.
Exactly. So I told my big, and she was like, okay, I have classes with him. And I said, okay, whatever. Like, congrats. I don't know. And so then,
Great.
I know.
So now what?
And so then, like, a week later, she sent me a Snapchat image of her with Riley. And I said, with no context. And I said, fuck you. I know what you're doing.
It's kind of a strange thing to do.
I know. And then she texted me the next day and she was like, did you see that picture? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, I gave him your number and like, he said he was going to text you. And I said, oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you. I didn't say anything mean about you. Like,
I definitely wasn't talking major
I wasn't
shit.
mad at all. And so then the next day, Riley asked me on a date and I was like, well, yes, of course. And we went and played mini golf
At the Family Fun Center.
at the Family Fun Center in Wichita Falls. I think I beat his ass.
I believe it.
Typical.
Well, he has scoliosis, so.
He has scoliosis. He's bad at mini golf. He's got a tight little body. He can't handle it.
And he can't handle all this.
He can't handle all this. And then we went and sat at Kiwanis Park in front of the groundhogs.
Oh, yeah, we still.
in front of the prairie dogs.
And we told the story about the prairie dogs, so y'all have
Yeah.
some context for that one.
Yeah. So that's why I got engaged there.
Yeah. Well, that does make sense, doesn't it? Well, that's just lovely. I mean, were you, okay, so you were only on Bumble BFF. You never even did like Tinder or anything.
No, never.
Wow.
Well,
That's, like, so
because,
lucky.
like, I was in Wichita Falls, so it was either going to be an Air Force man or a frat bro that I knew and hated.
Yeah, you just want to go to their parties. You don't want to.
Yeah, I don't want to touch mouths. I just want to take your free alcohol,
I mean,
have a laugh.
that sounds lovely to me.
Well, all the cute little fairies were
Me.
all the cute frat boys were just like passed around, and so I just didn't want like what all my sorority sisters were already tapping, because I was like, that's so much drama, potential drama.
Oh, for sure.
There were no in Wichita Falls. I hate to be a generalist, but in this moment, it is a dime a dozen of or it's a needle in the haystack where it's like,
Yeah. Well, because Riley wasn't even from there, so.
no, the dating scene there is awful.
Yeah, and so many of our friends ended up with like our other friends and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, they really do. I mean, they got to work with what they got,
Yeah,
I guess.
there's no, you just have to date outside of Wichita Falls, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Or, a lot of cool people have started moving there because of, the downtown and...
Yeah. At least there's some like fun stuff coming up there and stuff.
Yeah. You know
I
what?
just said stuff like 8 times.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Stuff.
Cajun Fest is bringing in a lot.
The tourist attraction of the century.
Yeah, Wichita Falls has my favorite event of the year, which is Cajun Fest, where they sell like a pound of crawfish for $10, and I absolutely pig out.
Oh.
Hey, Mudbug.
Mudbug.
Yes.
Didn't you go this last year and they ran out of Mudbug?
So it was raining, and it's held downtown in the streets, and so this was the first year that it had rained, and so they like used that rodeo space instead. And since it was raining, like everyone was there,
Yeah.
and they ran out immediately. So then I got some awful chowder. I got some awful like gator bites or something. It was just like heinous.
Yeah.
My dad kept apologizing, which I felt so bad for.
It's not his fault.
I know, but he wanted to go later. And I was like, no, I want to go at 11. He was like, well, let's go at 2. And I was like, I mean, I'll do what you want. And so we went later, and he's like, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. And I was like, hey, it's fine. I could spend some time with Killer. Okay. Since you've been on all these apps, slut,
Just getting passed around.
since you're getting passed around, let's talk about like the different dates that you went on.
Oh, for sure. Oh my god, I have so many.
Yeah.
This is way too many. Like an embarrassing amount. I'm trying to think of there's one time. Okay, so most of this was in Denton. There was one time where I was on Grindr and I had my face on my profile because I just felt like that was the only way that like people would be more normal to you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was really just like very animalistic and gross.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god. It was just like one of those things also where they would just be like, hey, and you respond, hey, and then like they wouldn't say anything. And so it's just like, I'm just gonna put my face on here so that like people can understand that I'm a real human being. So I have my face on there. This one guy messages me and he's like, hey, I saw you at the bar. And I was like, sick. Because Grindr's crazy because it shows like your exact location.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, so, well, not exact, but it'll be like, so-and-so is 100 feet away. And you're like,
yeah. So they're like scanning the room.
yeah, like Nicole Kidman around the corner. So, sorry, Clayton just laughed in the other room. So he says, I saw you at the bar, and I was like, oh, cool. I did not see you at the bar, faceless profile. Mm-hmm. He's like, my name is X, and I was like, hi X, nice to meet you. And we talked a little bit, and he like kept asking me to come over, and I was just like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
He was actually really hot though.
When
he was really
when you
hot.
finally saw his face.
Yeah, he sent me a picture, and I was like,
whoa.
yeah, he was really hot. But I was like, okay, no, I don't want to come over. I don't know you. And then I ran into him at Public House.
Oh,
in Denton.
Gorgeous.
And he was like with a friend, and I was like, hey, didn't I talk to you on Grindr? And he was like,
like, this is my girlfriend. He's
girl,
like,
can you
no.
imagine? It honestly, it might even be worse than that because it was just like his friend, and his friend was like freaking out, and I was like, and the guy was like, no, I don't think that was me, and I was like, oh, okay, sorry, and I walked away, and he messaged me later and was like, yeah, nobody knows I'm gay. Why did you do that? So that was awful. I felt so bad.
Oh.
Yeah, that was so bad. I felt so awful.
Oh. Any
So-
other interesting dates?
Yeah, maybe one that wasn't that depressing. I'm trying to think of like good ones, but I mean, there was a couple good ones that I went on. Like we went to Pascal in
Ooh,
Denton,
yeah.
and we just got like a really nice cocktail, and we went back to his place and like hung out for a while, and then I went home, and that was really nice. He was really cool, and I think he moved to Austin, and then he like asked me to go out again, and I don't know why. I just like didn't respond. I was like, I'm gonna ghost him. And then like a few months later, I was like, oh my god, why did I do that? He was so hot and nice. And then I like reached out, and he's like, I moved to Austin. I was like, ugh.
It really is like yourself holding you back.
I know, it really be your own.
It really is.
So I don't know why I did that. And then there was one other one that I wanted to tell about. Also in Denton, also we went to Pascal, and it was nice. We had like some good conversation. And then he asked me to go out that weekend in Dallas, and I was like, sure. So we go to our favorite place, Station 4.
Mm-hmm.
And all of his friends are there. So my friends are like at a different bar.
Yeah.
But he's like, I want you to like come out. And I just assumed it was gonna be us two.
Yeah.
But it was just like me and all of his friends.
Ooh.
And I was kind of like, this is weird. And like, mind you, I was gonna meet up with my friends later.
Yeah.
But anyway, he was like, here are all my friends. I was like, oh my god, there's so many. And they were very strange, like very weird. One of them was like fucked up, like beyond all compare. And it was like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
He's like, he really likes you. And I was like, cool.
Thank you.
It was just a really weird vibe. And so it got to the point where I was just like, listen, like, it's been nice hanging out with you. I just want to go like hang out with my friends. And he's like,
Yeah.
you can't leave. Like, we're staying here all night. And I was like, I don't know you like that, and don't tell me
Yeah.
what to do. And you know I don't like being told
Oh
what to do.
no. If you tell Luke what to do, he's doing the opposite, like, out of spite.
Out of spite.
100% out of spite.
It's really embarrassing too. I don't know why I do that, but I just like, I'm just like, who are you? Actually, I don't know who you
Yeah.
are. And I was like, oh, bye. And so I left
Yeah.
and hung out and danced with my friends, and it was really, really fun. And he texted me and apologized, like the next day, and I was like, yeah, bro, it's gonna be enough for me. But like, you be blessed.
Be blessed and be safe.
So I'm like, maybe dating apps do suck.
Wait, didn't you meet your first boyfriend on a dating app in Wichita Falls?
Oh my god, yes I did. Oh, how did I not think about that? Yeah, so
Girl.
that, yo, that was wild. I think I met him on Tinder, and I was like, he is hot and sexy. Let me message him. Turns out he's friends with like so many people I know, and it got really weird. But we went on a first date and like saw a movie or something, and I was like freshly come out, and it was crazy because we met, I think, in DFW, but he's from Wichita Falls. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of like it was kind of nice because we had like that in common, and I think
Yeah.
we went to Ryder, our high school, and everything. So
But he was older, so we didn't know him.
yeah, we didn't. He was old as hell.
Old and awful.
Old and awful. He was awful. Okay, because I just was like, well, he's nice to me and like attractive, so that's what a boyfriend is. Because I
Yeah.
didn't know, and so I was
Yeah.
like, sure. And so we were just dating, and then I like woke up one morning and I was like, damn, I'm really bored like all the time.
Yeah.
And so I asked him like, I was just like, yeah, this isn't gonna work for me anymore. And that got insane. I like found his Twitter, and he was like all right, not all right, but really right leaning,
Yeah,
and like
very conservative.
very conservative, and was like so mean and like hateful to people all the time. And I was like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So glad I dodged that bullet.
Whoa.
Well,
Hey, go off, King.
literally dodged a bullet. And yeah, I was afraid he was gonna like kill me with his guns and stuff. It was crazy.
He was insane.
Yeah, and then I ran into him fairly recently actually, and he said something along the lines of like, he's like, I'm dating this guy and he reminds me of you in all the worst ways. And I was like,
Hey, then break up with
I
him.
was like, bye. It's like it was not nice seeing you. Bye.
Y'all dated like 7 years ago. Like, it wasn't
so
recent.
So long ago.
It was not recent at all.
Yeah, he did text me one time. Was like, yeah, I realized I was the crazy one. I was like, well, thank God.
Yeah.
About 6 years too late.
Thank God you realized the truth.
The truth.
Good Lord.
But yeah, I think I didn't do too many. I did go on this one pizza date in Denton also, where this guy, we were sitting there, and then this guy that he kind of knew came and just like sat with us. And so we were trying to be on this date, and this guy was just like sitting with us, and it was really weird.
No.
We were just like,
hi.
hi. Just like did not get the picture, I guess.
One time when I lived in that like really small apartment in Wichita Falls, my girly friends were over and we were playing Bumble or something or Tinder, and she was like, oh my God, this guy's down the road. And I was like, I'm scared for you. She was like, y'all come with me to his house and
Girl power.
like really suss him out. And we walked in and this guy had so many movies. Okay? So many movies.
Like VHS or
No, like DVDs. And so
Okay.
me and my other friend were like, well, let's call the original girl that it was her Tinder date. Let's call her Becca.
Love
So
Becca.
as Becca's talking to the guy, me and let's say Sally, me and Sally are going through these DVDs like, what do we want to watch tonight? And so we're like, pulled out 3 different DVDs, and so Becca's like, okay, I'm gonna stay and like hang out with him for a while, and like y'all go do whatever. And I was like, tea. So
Good for you,
me and
Becca.
Sally are like, hey, dude, can we borrow these movies and like Becca can bring them back whenever? And he's like, yes, of course. So me and Sally, we didn't watch the movies. We like, I think we watched Shrek 2.
You
Go
did
to
Shrek 2?
sleep. No, I had it.
Oh,
We didn't
so you-
watch the movies at all. And so then Becca comes back and was like, that guy's weird. Like, I'm not going to see him anymore. And so then I was like, okay, great. I have free movies. Like, I'm not.
No intention of giving the back.
Turns out this guy kept texting Becca being like, can I have the movies back? Can I have the movies back? But Becca's not telling me this because she's like, no, they're Taylor's now.
Yeah, sorry, you snooze, you lose.
And so then Becca calls me like 2 years later and she was like, I saw him at TJ Maxx.
Did he ask for the movies?
Becca said that they like locked eyes and Becca just ran out the store.
Fair. That's what I would have done, shoplifting and all.
Hey, and I still have the movies. I feel bad.
What movies are they?
I don't remember. It
Oh.
was like Top Gun and like something else.
Just the classics.
The classics.
So, how many? Was it like a wall of DVDs, or was this like it's like an unhealthy
It was
amount?
like 2 cabinets of DVDs. So it was a
Interesting.
lot. And like we had our pick. So I was like, you know what? Why does it matter if we take 3 DVDs? You have 5,000.
Yeah, maybe
But
those.
honestly, I do feel bad for stealing. Because what if
Right.
those were his favorite movies?
They probably were.
And now they're just in my hands to this day. I don't have a DVD player. I just feel bad if I throw them away. 'Cause
Yeah,
maybe I should like watch them and then burn them.
probably.
It's kind of like a...
Out of solidarity.
Yeah, because he doesn't live in that place anymore. I can't just... I don't even remember where it was. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sad it didn't work out for movies and Becca.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to think of other stories I know. Riley said that he was on Tinder in Wichita Falls for about 20 minutes and swiped left on everyone, did not have a good time.
Yeah.
And he was saying, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah, I feel like that's how it went for me in Denton too. It's just like, it gets weird. Well, I mean, especially in like the gay world, because it's already so small, and it's like, you already like know them all. And so it's like, well, the hell am I going to do now?
What the hell am I going to do now?
Where could you go?
Where could you go? I'm trying to think of like what's like an ideal date. Like back in the day when you were on, I was about to say Uber Eats, when you were on Bumble, what would have been like your like the best date you could go on?
Good question. I think first of all, this is advice plus like lived experience. Drive yourself there.
Yes.
Oh my god. Like the worst thing to happen is like you're so uncomfortable and you have to like get in the car with somebody after.
Girl,
Like
that's so scary.
So that's what it starts with.
Yeah.
Perfect first date with somebody I don't know very well, or like from a dating app or something. Drive myself for sure. Definitely don't go see a movie because you don't
No.
talk. And that's what I did that one time.
And you don't look at each other either.
And shocking, I went on a second one because I was like, he's so nice. It's because we didn't talk. We were just sitting in a movie. Had nothing to do with him. I think having some sort of activity would be great. So
Yeah.
like in a game, because also you get to see like how competitive somebody is, and if they're like embarrassingly so, or if they just like hate games, or if they're just kind of in the middle. Like you kind of get to feel the vibe on who they are and who they would be.
Yeah. Especially if you are like wanting someone to do activities with.
Right.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah.
Like like electric shuffle I think would be a really great idea.
Yeah.
The mini golf is a good idea. Something like Top Golf might be funny.
Yeah. They fall off the edge.
I'm gonna push you off the edge.
Have you seen videos of people falling off the edge? It's actually so scary.
Yeah, it really is.
Net.
The net.
They're like crumpled up on the net.
No, literally like a fish. It's
Oh my
crazy.
God.
That would be terrifying. I would freak out.
Yeah.
I kind of already do freak out, especially when you're on like the third. First of all, why are there 3 floors? Did they need all that?
I don't think so. And the way that it's like, there really is just a small little net.
It's like a soccer net. Like it's like
Yeah.
so thin.
It's thin and like width-wise as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go inspect those soon.
Yeah, honestly, we do need to go play Top Golf because they have tasty little beverages.
They do have good beveraginos, and I also love their little apps.
Oh my gosh, they are really good.
I like
Oh
wings.
man, their sliders
Girl,
too.
wings would slap.
We need to go on a double date to Top Golf.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's plan a date. I'm into that.
Deal.
But yeah, what about you? I think for me, to sum it all up, drive yourself, some sort of
Yeah.
activity, and then I love to kiss on a first date. And if it's going well, I would love to go home with them.
Yeah.
Because why not? I don't like to bring people back to my place. I think,
Just do it in the car.
yeah. Like, I just felt like
I'm just kidding.
just do it in the park in the open.
Yes.
During the day.
What's that called?
Like,
Exhibition.
oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say, like, I was like, sexual harassment.
Literally illegal.
Illegal. Yeah, so I would love to go home with somebody else after the date if it's going well. That sounds like a perfect date to me. Not sleeping over, though, probably, because
Yeah.
I don't...
They
Like,
could kill you.
they could kill me. They could steal my stuff.
They could strangle you.
They could strangle me.
Or you could wake up to them like sleeping weird.
Yeah.
Like they're like
Oh my god.
eyes wide open.
Yeah, that is crazy to me. I had a friend that did that growing up.
No.
I was like, ah!
They
Terrifying.
would not be welcome back into my home. No.
What about you? Yeah, what do you think?
My favorite dates in general are like picnics. I love just either that or like going on a hike. Probably a more like public hike than, you know,
You're right.
or definitely an activity.
Yeah, I think it just gives you something to talk about.
I love going to like a park or something and like just age regressing. So like swinging or something and like having talks.
You can see that they're fun.
Yeah, exactly. Getting on, what are those things called?
Like merry-go-rounds?
Yeah, except they're the ones that they like run. What are those fucking called?
They run? What do you mean?
So you lay in the middle and then the other person runs. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah. Yeah, I called that a merry-go-round.
Okay,
but I
gee.
don't know.
Yeah, one of those.
Those are so
Those are
fun.
batshit crazy.
Yeah. I can't believe they allow those.
Getting thrown off of one of those is a canon event.
Yeah.
You're
True.
not cool unless you got thrown off of one of those.
Into like wood chips or something.
Yeah. Getting 12 splinters. Getting one of those lodged in your ear.
Those things hurt.
Yes. When you
Bad. Why did anybody think that was a good idea?
probably cheap,
Yeah. I
but it's like
guess.
the little pebbles are better.
The top tier ones were the sand ones.
I don't think I ever went to one of those.
There's one in Wichita Falls, I think.
Or turf.
Yeah.
Get into it.
Get into turf, like squishy turf, like
Yeah,
with the
little balls.
yeah,
Balls.
little walls.
The little black balls.
Walls. Also, our friend had a great idea of a first date, and that is trivia. I think trivia is such a good date.
I would never do that only because I don't want them to see how dumb I am.
So for smart people,
Yeah.
maybe me neither, probably, now that you
Me,
say that.
I don't want them to know how bad at geography I am.
Yeah.
If they counted on me for any answer, I'm fucked. Like, and maybe it's like, no, I can't. But if you're confident doing trivia on a first date, more power to you.
I think it could be funny if maybe both of y'all are stupid. I think that would be really funny.
Yeah, you saying both of y'all?
Both of you and someone else. Oh my god, I didn't even mean to say that.
Read me to filth, bitch.
Well,
That's so funny. Okay, are you ready for our ALTP moment?
Yerp.
Okay, so I'm gonna teach you today about where dating apps came from.
Okay.
Okay, So when computers,
Wait, let me guess.
okay,
No, not MySpace. Facebook. That's my idea.
no,
Oh.
it actually started in the 50s and 60s. Whenever
Oh.
computers started to be,
Because of like eHarmony and all that type of stuff. Okay, go ahead. I'll let you educate.
yeah, you need it. So.
And do.
In the 50s and 60s, when computers were still not like in households, but like companies had them, people started companies where they would offer questionnaires. I'm burping. Where they would offer they would offer questionnaires and then have events where they would pair people together based on the questionnaires, and like they would have a date. But they found that a lot of people didn't fill out the questionnaires truthfully.
Oh.
So much so to where people were like, no, like this person sucks. But it's like, it's kind of your fault because you didn't fill it out truthfully.
Yeah.
So,
That would
yeah.
be really sucky to show up and then they're just not that person.
I know. So, kind of like...
Catfishing.
Yes, catfishing. So then in the 70s, like, so this kept evolving or whatever. So in the 70s, Dateline bought one of these companies and like zhushed it up and offered it more as like a good time environment, if you know what I mean. Instead of like being like, let's find you someone so you can marry them, they're like, let's just find you someone and let's have fun.
Oh, love.
And so basically that was the first hookup app.
Period.
And so then going off of that, like, that's when the scams started, where like when you would get engaged off of one of these apps, like moving forward like years and years, the company would get paid more.
Oh.
So then the company started hiring actors to propose.
Wow.
And then they would like be like, yay, we're engaged. And they would be like, psych, I hate you. And I'm an actor. Scene.
And I'm an actor.
And guess what? All of this is fake because I'm an actor and I'm gay. So,
And I'm
yeah.
gay.
So after that, there was some college students that actually started like one of the first successful apps where they just marketed it as like a hookup app. That went really well. And then thus came Tinder, Bumble,
Wow.
etc.
I love when people advertise them like, yeah, this is a hookup app.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of obsessed with that.
Yeah, well, also, it's like, I'm glad it's not much of a, like, taboo subject anymore, where it's like, sometimes people do want to hook up. Well, the dating app that I was talking about, where they advertised it as a hookup app, in one of the questionnaires, because it was still, like, questionnaire-based, they said it was more of a hookup app because they had more realistic questions, like, do you believe in sex before marriage? Do you want sex before marriage? Like, stuff like that. And that's when all the Christians came out and were like, no.
No, I don't.
No, there's no such thing. Don't tell my kids that that's even an option. So,
It's a very fun option,
yes.
to be honest.
To be honest, like, just, not everyone's a Christian. Stop
Yeah.
dampering our fun.
No, literally, like, it is crazy that, well, it's crazy that the country's being run that way right now.
I know.
Just because, like, there's so many people that aren't Christian.
Yeah.
And it's, like, really crazy that now the decisions are just being made like we all are.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, forgot about freedom of religion.
Yeah, I thought there was like a separation of church and state, but like there's really not.
Like, I
So
guess not.
not at all.
No.
So yeah, that's the history of a dating app. But I also was thinking about like catfishing. Have you ever been catfished?
Not like outright, but I mean, I used to see it all the time on Grindr. Like people would, use pictures of like porn stars or whatever.
Yeah, and you're like, I've seen that dick before. You're not fooling me.
Yeah, basically.
I know that bush.
I
know that landing strip.
those dick and balls look very familiar.
I know exactly. They're one of those boys. What are they called? The hottie boys? The sexy boys? That
Oh, Cocky Boys.
the cocky boys.
Cocky Boys.
They're a cocky boy.
Yeah, Clayton met one on the Katy Trail. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But no, I don't think I've been like outright catfished. Like stuff like that has happened.
Yeah.
But I met up with somebody one time, and he just looked a lot different.
Mm-hmm.
Like and not a lot different. He was still hot, but I think like in the pictures he was like it like looked a lot more like muscle, and he looked like really tall, and he was just like very much skinny and small, which is fine with me. But it was just like, oh, so not like outright catfish, but a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so the only time I've been catfished, this is crazy because I've never had a dating app, was this was crazy. A Tyler, Texas situation. Another reason why I was like, what the fuck is going on in that community where they hated me so much? But it was in middle school, and there's this Facebook page where this girl was like, hi everyone, I'm new, I like just moved from Spain, and like I'm looking for friends. And I was like, and she messaged me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, of course
Let's be
I'll be your
amigas, girl.
friend. You're my amiga. Let's be friends. I was so excited, and I was like, when are you starting? Like, this is going to be so fun. She just, like, never responded, and I was like, oh, okay.
Dang.
No, for sure, turns out, like, it was a girl in our grade, and she's like, I just thought it'd be funny. She did it to, like, a lot of people, though. It wasn't just me, and I was like, you're psycho.
That's so sad. You thought you were going to
Yeah.
have a Spanish friend.
No, literally. From España.
From España.
Like, what the hell? So I was like, okay, great. Thank you for nothing.
I'm still stuck on the fact that you're like, the only time I've been catfished, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because I've
I was like,
never been on
what
dating apps.
the hell? Did you ever watch Catfish?
Yes.
That show is so scary.
It is scary. It's insane. Also, like the movie or the documentary or whatever, incredible.
It really
Like, wow.
is. Neve, wow.
I love you.
Max, wow.
Wow. They're both
Max
kind of fine.
Max is...
Yeah.
His gray hair, aging like fine wine. That salt and pepper shaker hair.
I love salt and pepper hair.
Would you recommend dating apps to young people today?
Yes, but be careful.
They can be extremely dangerous.
They really can. Like I said earlier, drive yourself wherever you're going.
Yeah, go to a
And
public spot.
Go to a public spot. And especially like women and gay people, like just be cautious. And I personally would never just go to somebody's house.
Yeah.
For the very first thing. I mean, I know that like times get rough and you really want to meet somebody,
Yeah.
but maybe, maybe just vet a little bit more. Maybe have like a FaceTime call or something.
Yeah.
You know?
And trust your gut.
Yeah.
Like, if you're getting a bad vibe, odds are they're gonna kill you.
If you go in with that mentality, you'll be fine.
Yes. And bring a knife and a gun.
And a gun, a grenade launcher.
Bring a bazooka.
Strap bombs to your chest. And I have the button right here. Don't mess with me.
Don't fucking touch
Just
me.
threaten them and you'll be fine. What do you think?
Yeah.
Would you recommend? I would also. I mean, I met my person on one, so
Yeah. And honestly, like, I think social media has done so much good and so much bad. And so,
Yeah.
like, I would say just, like, try everything. If you're not finding people on dating apps, try a different avenue. Go to a bar. Ask your friends. I mean, for our friend group, that does no good. Every male is either taken or fucking gay. So
a fairy.
a fairy. And I mean, as a woman, all my male friends are gay. So, like, I can't do anything to help you unless you're a gay man.
Then we're set.
But, like, communities are so powerful. So, like, even someone at work, you know.
So powerful, dude.
Shut up.
Community, the power of community.
The
It's
power
true
of
though.
community.
It is true.
You should
Yeah.
go to church and find a partner.
Okay, somebody said the other day that like churches literally are like dating apps. I was like, that is so true.
Honestly, yeah, one of Riley's friends started going back to church only to find a girlfriend. And then he did not meet a girlfriend there, and like he's married now, but stopped going, obviously.
Well, I guess it worked indirectly.
It is a sweet story, but I don't want to tell their story. They met on Reddit though, so that honestly, internet.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that
That's
silly?
kind of crazy because it's all anonymous.
Well, okay. I'll cut out like the details, but she spoke a language and was trying to learn more English, and he speaks English and was trying to learn her language.
I know who this
So
is.
then they like started calling each other and talking, and then they started FaceTiming, and it really is precious.
That is cute.
But all on Reddit. So honestly, I'd be careful with that as well.
Be careful, you might end up married.
Be careful, you might end up married or dead in a ditch.
Both horrible scenarios, if you ask me.
I'm married.
Shit, I keep forgetting that, dude.
Honestly, everyone
God.
says that they forget I'm married. My coworkers are always like, "You're low-key married." And I was like, I wear a wedding ring every day. I feature my husband everywhere. I talk about Riley all the time. Like, what are y'all talking about? Love you, girls, but what are y'all talking about?
Low-key married is hilarious.
I know. He's like in the back of my meetings sometimes. I'm like, what do you mean low-key married?
Him and his tight little body are in your meetings.
I think people are surprised that I'm married just by my, like, how I act. Even though I'm not out there.
You should be offended by that, I think. Like, people are surprised that I'm married based on the way that I act.
I'm saying, okay, one of them was like, you give off like lesbian young life vibes, and I was like, what are we talking about?
Lesbian young life vibes?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Where does the lesbian part come in?
How I dress?
Football jersey.
This is from Hollister, the men's section. And it's cute. Shut up.
No, it is. It's just like, we're not helping the allegations,
Y'all
girl.
stop talking about the way I dress and how I'm low-key married.
Low-key married.
Let's look at the facts.
Because of the way that you act and you being a lesbian young life leader.
Y'all tell me all the time that I am a gay man, so maybe I should just accept it.
Somebody told Taylor that she looked like John Lennon. That was lethal.
Why would you say that right now?
Because
it was a stranger in a bar too. Like, it wasn't even someone I know.
that's the craziest. Why would you do that? Like, me just being
I
like,
hope he sees this. I don't know how and where, and I forgot what he looks like.
you look like a man. Bye.
He was like, he walked up and I was on like, I was getting a drink with one of my friends, and he was like, you look like a celebrity. And I was like,
You're like,
whoa.
oh my god, like Tate McRae.
Yeah, I was like, oh, someone told me I look like Kate Middleton before in high school. This was like 4 years ago. And he was like, no. And he goes, oh yeah, John Lennon. I started laughing so hard I cried, and my friend literally sat there like this. And I said, what the hell? And he was like, I'm sorry. And I said, you just need to back away.
You should be sorry.
You need to get out of my fucking face.
The same
I'm gonna
scenario,
kill you.
The same scenario happened to Clayton. Somebody random again. He didn't know him. He's like, you look just like us. No. It was the barber. He's like, you look just like somebody, and I can't put my finger on it. He's like, oh, who? like, who do you think? He's like Justin Bieber, not Justin Bieber, just like somebody hot. Was it like this person? He's like, no, it's actually Christopher Walken. Looks nothing like him.
This is direct to camera me fucking talking. If you know that someone is not traditionally attractive, like an actor, or a different gender than what you are, or like what you're presenting as, or just like, hey, be be more observant to your surroundings. If I'm wearing a cute outfit and I'm female presenting, don't tell me I look like a fucking man. And don't tell Clayton he looks like an ugly actor. Like, what are we doing? What person is going up to a stranger and being like, someone's also told me I look like Jonathan Van Ness.
That's not even true. He just has long brown hair.
Yeah.
They
do go by they, them.
They just
now,
have long brown hair.
But previously, they did go by he, him pronouns.
Yeah.
And that is when I was told that.
Yeah. So, it's just the hair. It's just the hair. Well, don't let them get you down, queen. Or should I say king? Queen.
Why? Why did
Sorry,
you just
I'm
do?
sorry.
You're fucked up.
I'm sorry.
You know. We also.
Damn, double homicide.
Y'all, we were having a conversation about this exact same thing in an Uber, and because we honestly talk about it all the time, like I always get called a man, and so the Uber, as we were exiting, goes, "All right, have a good night, fellas."
Didn't you cry?
Yeah, I did.
I felt
That
so
night,
bad.
I went home to Riley, my husband, and I was like, I really look like a man. Like, why? Because that same night, someone again said I looked like a man. I don't remember what it was, though.
Oh, yeah. Somebody did do that.
Like, what's going on?
You don't look like a man.
I know.
You don't.
With these big naturals, come on.
Right, that's God-given, mama.
God-given big naturals. Let's end it. I need to reflect.
You know what? That's fair. We can have our moment of silence after this. Well.
No, I'm having my moment of silence.
Oh.
Please respect this moment of silence for me.
No.
Bye.